We're just people who don't like our rights being walked all over. You see 25,000 troops in the capital of DC right now, and it makes you kind of wonder and question, why do you need 25,000 troops in the Capitol right now to protect an inauguration if the people voted to protect the inauguration from the people if the people voted for the upcoming president? You know, it just makes you think and it makes you wonder, and there's a lot more going on than I think any of us or any of you even realize. We do support the Second Amendment, and that's I think I can speak for all of us when we say the Second Amendment in its purest form. Shall not is what we always tell each other. I mean, this doesn't just apply to muskets and cannons, which is when the Constitution was written, that was what they had. I mean, it's a non-time restricted document, the Constitution of the United States. So that means whatever weapons or armaments exist, no matter what the day, no matter what the time, it is the citizens' right to be able to have access to that. Why should the people that keep driving by us, checking us out, make sure that we're not raiding the Capitol or whatever, the police have access to more high-tech equipment, more lethal equipment than the citizens of the United States of America? Since when has it become the government's job to be concerned about our health? We're human beings.
They aren't really concerned about our health. They're controlling us.
Pretend to be concerned about our health. Correct. It's not their responsibility. We are grown adults. We can take care of ourselves. We don't need a babysitter. Wouldn't you guys agree with me on that? I mean, if you're concerned about the coronavirus, then you can take steps on your own without the government having to tell you to do so.
People didn't take action as that, but I think a lot of people are in that thought. I mean, they don't know what to do because they feel kind of trapped. We don't have a choice in anything anymore. A bunch of legislators can go into their secret meetings, basically.
We lost our super suits. Just misplaced them.
You lost your Hawaiian shirts?
Yeah, just misplaced them.
Is that for real? Because that's funny.
Oh yeah, no, it's for real.
Can I ask, are these loaded, these guns?
This is unloaded.
Unloaded, okay.
For right now, yes.
Unloaded.
So, what brought you out? Yeah. Are you all related?
What do you mean?
Nobody's going to answer any questions like that.
We're all part of the same group. That's
10-4.
What does the black flag represent?
The black flag. Want to go over that?
we kind of see our protests aren't getting anywhere. They're not listening to us. Black flag represents, like, this is war. They're not going to listen. We will raise this black flag and say, put our foot down, say no more.
This is a reaction. This is not inciting anything.
It's not inciting violence.
Neither is this.
It's saying we will absolutely not stand for any more of our liberties or the liberties of our peer Americans to be expunged.
When you say war, who is the opposing side or sides?
The state. The ones who enforce the tyrannical laws, the unconstitutional laws. I have I think you got a picture of the sign earlier, but just following orders. Just following orders goes a long way, and how far are they willing to follow orders? Does this blue line, do they have a point where they're going to stop enforcing tyrannical orders? Are they going to say, hey, no, that's way too far. You've crossed a line. We're not going to go turn around and enforce that on the people.
You're white. They're not going to white you.
Oh, that doesn't. You're white. Duncan Lemp was white. Duncan Lemp was one of us, and they shot him in his own bedroom. They are shooting us.
Girlfriend. Do you not understand that just because we're white, we're not white supremacists? You don't have to be.
The reason you guys are allowed to do this right here is because of one of these, because your ancestors picked up a gun and fought for your freedom.
So when they're lining people up and shit, taking them in the camps.
We don't need to yell.
I'm listening.
But if you're in DC, if you're in DC and you got a guy with the white supremacist stuff and the Proud Boys and all, it all gets lumped together.
And we're gonna tell you guys we aren't a part of that.
That's why
I
you guys
understand what
should
you're
not
saying,
be quick to
but
jump
you're
to
lumped
conclusions
together
in your
with
research.
You know who's responsible for that? The media, the government.
Okay,
It's the responsibility of it. It's not our job to say, oh yeah, we're not going to do we're not exercise any of our rights because if the media decides we're going to lump in these guys, that just makes us
Well, you're with those guys.
No,
we're
we're
not.
not.
We have nothing to
That's
do.
the thing
you
you
were in
don't
DC.
understand. No, we were not in
$6
DC.
million's not enough.
We were
That's
not.
not us.
Were
That
you
flag
in
was there.
DC? Did you see
Hey,
us
This
we
flag
there?
don't support
is
Trump.
You're in
We
your-
don't
DC,
Hang on,
motherfucker.
hang on. Hey,
All right, so
chill out.
it's the motherfuckers,
Chill
right?
out.
With the weapons, it's intimidation.
Here.
What I'm talking
Here.
about.
Talk to me.
The military,
Talk
all
to me.
that- all that shit, okay?
It's a veteran.
We were not in DC.
I'm not afraid, but it is an
We're not trying to
intimidation
make you.
factor.
We're not trying to intimidate you.
Now it's the motherfucker with the
Because
with
you're
the
making me
weapons.
mad.
When
Because
you
you're
show up
accusing
with
me.
weapons,
of
it's intimidating.
Because we're having a discussion and now it's like escalated, and you guys have got automatic weapons.
They're not
That's the-
automatic.
Whatever
You
the
have a weapon.
whatever,
Hang
it's
on.
a weapon.
It's a
Okay.
big
This
weapon.
is proof
It looks
that
You
like
you
can
guys
kill
do
me
not-
with that easily right
Yes,
now.
I could, but am
Yes,
I?
you could.
Am
and
I?
he is getting
Am I
loud.
killing you?
You
Listen,
just got loud.
answer my
with me.
question.
I'm not answering your question.
It takes
I'm not
one to
answering your
know.
question.
I literally support minority rights. We all do. We all support rights for all Americans, all people. And if they're going to tell us, no, you don't, when I say, yes, I do,
And patriarch.
because the media tells me so, then I'm going to get pissed off. And I shouldn't have, but I did.
Why are you coming out here in what looks like military regalia, except the Hawaiian shirt's kind of a throw off? What is it supposed to represent? Because we had a gentleman across the street that said it was nothing but intimidation. Is that what this is about? No. Okay. What
It's about defense, and these guys, the feds in these vehicles here, they tried to intimidate this protest from happening. And a lot of people stayed home today, obviously. It's a very small group.
Very light. How did they do that? How did you see intimidation?
They put out their press releases calling us extremist terrorists and blah, 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 blah.
They were talking. There was a news article I saw the other day about how they're talking about at the Capitol here. They have the National Guard like ready to deploy, and they also said there's no known threats in that same article. So they're ready. Like we're ready to call out the entire military to right here, and we don't even know what the threat is.
Do you remember the source of that article? Was it more of a mainstream media source, or was it more of a...
I believe it was Oregon Live, but I'm not sure.
Okay, interesting.
I think it was a pretty main one. I don't have my phone on me, or I can find it again.
That's all right. Well, hey, I appreciate the discussion, because when I got here, it was a quiet discussion between people, and it started to escalate, of course, when we crossed the street and we get cars in between us. But like I said, I really think that if we thought about what we all have in common, I think we'd find a hell of a lot more than that.
It's not so much finding what we have in common, because we have a lot. We don't have a lot in common between the two sides of America, more or less. It's more of, I'm not going to care what they differentiate between from me and their thoughts. I'm not going to care as long as they're not infringing on me. I'm not going to infringe on them. We think differently. We are different, and they shouldn't care what I'm doing with my rights as long as I'm not hurting anyone. And we can have different beliefs. We don't all think the same. We're very different people. Even within this group, we have a little bit different thoughts.
Yeah, we'll have arguments all the time about different stuff, and that's what makes us individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could interject, like if they disagree, right?
Yeah.
You want them to take you seriously on your opinions, and
I don't really care if they take me seriously. Though.
Well,
I just want them to not. I just want them to not attack me and my rights, because I'm not attacking them and theirs.
Exactly.